a mural that has been painted collaboratively. It's been a group effort. It's something that I had an initial design for before I came, but has evolved as I've been here and have met people and talked with people. Rainbows are really just a reflection of light in a droplet of water, right? But it looks like something that you could actually go up and grab. I think about like what it means to see a reflection of something and see it as tangible and kind of miss it also, you know, miss the fact that it's this reflection of light. The central character's a friend of mine named Jocelyn. Her family's Otomi, and like she remembers her grandmother not speaking Spanish but speaking their indigenous language, and so now she, you know, she talks about how she thinks about that and, you know, like what it means to not have that language, you know, not be able to speak it, and what does it mean in terms of like knowing the information about like her community, like the Otomi people. I think the whole piece really reflects on how Chicanas like me and Jocelyn, who are born in like the cities, whose parents maybe moved away from where they were from originally, and whose grandparents had lived where they were born, and then their grandparents had lived in the same place, but that like now we're trying to navigate being in these urban centers away from those historically relevant places, deal with that and deal with who we are and how we relate to the world and what knowledge we have for navigating through it. And so I really thought about like what struggles we have when we don't know how to name the knowledge that we do have, but also recognizing like that there's so much that we do know that is right in front of us, and that like is common knowledge, and or it's seen as common knowledge, and it's just like, oh yeah, it's just this, that we don't recognize as like indigenous wisdom that's been handed down generation after generation. So like the maguey plant, like it's probably most people have heard of it because it's when it's distilled, the liquid's distilled from it, it's made into tequila or mezcal. But it's actually a really amazing plant because it does a ton of things. Like you can make rope from it, you can make fabric from it, you can make paper from it, you can eat it. The aloe itself is healing for like your skin, and people know that. It's a knowledge that I think people don't think twice about, especially people I think from what we now call Mexico. Like it's just, yeah, you know that already. Like, of course you know that. One of the things that's evolved from being here is, as we were painting this, I really loved what the other two artists who were working here were doing, and as we were getting to know all of the artists in the group, I really realized like that we needed to do something grounding because we are on Mohawk territory, and Lindsay Delarande, this is her territory, did a performance piece, but she is also visiting her family in Ganawage and doesn't have time to paint a wall. So I thought, what if we invited her to bring a meaningful message to the wall? Like, could we just integrate that into the piece? And so she said, okay, I'll think about it and I'll send you what I think you should add. And so that's what the text that we had at the bottom is in Mohawk, and it translates to come to understand. I thought about the fact that the cross street that this mural is on is called Colonial, like Colonial Street. So I really also wanted to put something in opposition to that. You know, like I think public space is really a place where power relations play out, and we have the opportunity to say something important. And so I felt like being a visitor here is my responsibility to not just like get so involved in my own ego that I want to put like, oh, I want to do this thing and that thing, but to really try to be accountable for being a visitor on someone else's territory.